Afternoon all. There was a knock at the door about 10 minutes ago, and the editor for the magazine I contribute to has sent me the latest Italeri Panzer Kampfwagen for Ausf, which I think the original one was out in the 70s, and they've updated it with some new moulds. So as you can see, box, it's quite a nice painting of the vehicle. It says on here, metal gun barrel, new gluable rubber tracks or link and length tracks, the decal sheet for 5 versions, a German and 1 Spanish. So without further ado, let's open up the box and see what we've got. First of all, we've got the markings, or the decals I should say. They're quite colourful, look quite nice, and no doubt the painting instructions will be inside. So we'll put them out of the way. First up, the instructions. We'll look at them in a little while. Just get my knife. Just cut into here. Put the box out of the way as well. There's the Scherzen or side bazooka plates. You can see that the moulding, I don't think this is new moulds, looking at it. It's quite soft around the doors that go on the side of the turret armour, as is the supporting brackets. You know, you might want to sharpen these up a bit or replace the bolts. I'll see how I get on. Looking on the other side, it's got some punch out marks by the side of the retaining brackets. The air filtration system comes in 2 parts, so you'll have the seam there to work out. I can't see any flash on this. More punch out marks you're going to have to remove, and smooth out the ones on the brackets on the inside. Okay, moving on. Yeah, this is the old sprue with the old figures that are a little bit chunky now. Rear engine panel, the tools, the MP40 is quite old. You can see the detail on that, and the aerials there, top return rollers. Although that's quite nice. The MG ring around for the turret. The detail on the inside of the front hatches is soft. Looking on the other side, although it's quite alright there, just soft on the inside. The caps for the swing arms or support arms for the wheels. The old barrel's still there, the front plate. The jack, that'll need replacing. There's hardly any detail on that, and I think that might be a fire extinguisher. You've got your hooks there, they'll need to go, as will the axe and the wire cutters. The hinge retainers for the front, I guess they're for the front. Yeah, they could do with replacing. I think this is the newly moulded part. There's your metal barrel. Got a bit of a rough feel to it, but I'm sure you could sand it down. Better than the 2-piece barrel. And here we go with the newly moulded part, or parts. There's a lot of punch out marks on every link as I'm looking at that. We get new tow hooks, or towing hooks, that's good. 2-piece muzzle brake. I guess they're doing a later version as well, because you're getting the late exhausts there for the I think that's a J or a late H and a J, but they're in 2 pieces. Top return rollers, They look okay. And the hubcaps. Turning it over. The detail on the individual tracks looks alright, as does that part there for the link and length. The wheels look alright. There's a bit of a sink mark there. I think that's the cover for one of the vent, maybe the vent on the turret. And there's your rear idlers. They look quite nice. And more brackets there. That one's exactly the same, I think. There's no differences there. The spanner I didn't talk about. That's nicely moulded. C hooks there. They look okay. And there it is again. So you get 3 of those sprues. Excellent. Let's get rid of the old box. Right, this doesn't look like a new mould to me, so it may be just the wheels and the link and length and the barrel that you get. This looks like the old stuff. The sprockets there, they're all right. The glacis plate, they're a bit chunky, the hinges there. I like the way the brackets for the spare track are moulded on. I don't know if you have to add the bit that went through there for the pin to go through it. More hatches, probably for an earlier version. I think you'll find the jack block that'll need replacing. Some jerry cans there, but I can't see any separate caps, so it looks like they're moulded on. But there's the handles there, the spade, towing cable, barrel cleaning rods, more tools, rear idler as well as the one there, the rear vent plates either side, MG34 or armoured with the armoured barrel. I think that bit there's for the old aerial, so that'll be for one of the previous marks. Cupola, side skirts, although the tread plate's quite nice. Yeah, just more spanners and the mantlet as it were, and the exhaust, which is in 2 parts, so you'll have more filling and sand in there. The springs for the front side skirts, you might want to add out a fuse wire. That's what I usually do mine with. Some handles and some hooks. Right. The tracks are, these are the gluable tracks they're saying. They're a lot better than their old ones. If you remember their old ones, they were a nightmare. I hated them. But these are nice, and the detail's quite nice on them. I can't see any punch marks. Let's see if there's any of those pips that they have on them that you have to cut off. I can't see any. So that's good. I'm quite impressed with those as it goes. I think they're better than the link and length. But it's up to you what you use, of course. Yeah. The final sprue is the lower hull, and that doesn't look too bad. Obviously where the front sprocket, top return rollers, the hook's already moulded on. There's some flash around there, but we'll see how that comes out. That's the front sides there. Yeah, they're all right. I'd say they were. Rear stowage bin. Let's turn it over. Top of the hull. Well, the detail around here is okay. This is a bit soft around here, so we might want to deal with that. But then a little bit of painting and dry brushing might bring it up okay. On the bottom of the lower hull, get all the hatches and bolts, whether they're correct or not I don't know. I always tend to cut the bolts off and use them as spares on other vehicles. And there's the top of the turret, which has got the bracket or rain guard or wherever it was already moulded on. So we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. The instructions in black and white, quite busy, but not as confusing as Dragons can be and some other companies now. You start off with the lower hull, adding the new parts maybe, especially on the rear idler, and then you carry on. It tells you how to assemble the exhaust. That's in 2 parts. Then the link and length, and then there's like a schematic or a diagram there of how they should be. If you're into your link and length and filling those holes and sanding them, that's fill your boots. And there's the rubber track ones. I think that looks like it's been taken from the original, I think, way back in the 70s. More detail how to do the upper hull, fitting of the spare track to the front glasses there, what to cut off, what to sand off, and then add the new one. But as I said, you might want to replace that bracket. The tools, they'll all need to go. Unless you want to use them, of course, it's up to you, it's your model. More fitment of the tools, the jack again, which I will replace. The rear, there's your air filtration system in 2 parts, of course. Rear mud guards, the side plates, the Scherzen or Schutzen, I think it's Scherzen, goes on. I'd leave mine off while I was painting it and then add it later, maybe even thin the edges down. The turret, no, that's a bit of a lax breech detail, but if you're not having it open up, it's not going to matter to you. Fitting of the new gun barrel, the 2-part muzzle brake, and then fitting it all together, the side handles, which might need thinning down a tad. Stowage bin, you might want to add a little lock to the back there. Finally, the armour plates around the turret. I always have a problem fitting them myself. And then you can fit the machine gun at the top if you want. That's where all the parts are being called out. I think that's a painting guide. And the assembly of the figures might have been going straight in the bin, I think. Then we go on to the painting. This is for 12th Panzer Division in Belarus, July 1944. Simple enough. And the markings 505. Then on to the 2nd Panzer Division in Training Area France, March 44. Again, simple enough. All one colour on this one from 2nd Elite Panzer Corps in the South Ukraine, winter 43-44. Whether the markings actually match the vehicles they're basing on, I couldn't tell you. You'd have to look that up before you started painting it. And then one from the 5th German Elite Division in the Kherson Pocket, Ukraine, January 44, which is what looks like a whitewash over a camouflaged base coat. Again, one colour from a Spanish vehicle in Madrid, 1944. And actually a lot on that. I'll probably build this after the stuff I'm working on. I've just finished a Marder, Tamier's Marder, for the magazine that I contribute to, so I'll be writing the article for that next week. Then I've got to get on and start painting a Wasp Jeep by Meng. That went together quite well. That's another one for the magazine. While I'm waiting for all that to dry, I started adding some Zimrit to this Dragon Brumbar. I painted it really dark brown just so I could see what I'm doing. So I'm having a go applying some milliput Zimrit there, and it's not coming out too bad. I might add some damage to that. And then Monday I'll start on a new video, one of my painting videos. You want to check them out. I've just done part 3 of the Tiger one. There's one more part to edit, and then I'm doing the video for this Monday, which is Academy's 76W. Had a few issues. I've put some resin sandbags and added a few of my own, and I shall start painting that and videoing that Monday. Alright, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, it does mean a lot, and hopefully whatever comes through the door next time I'll do a little video on. Thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.